Okay, what are cryptocurrencies? This is a little bit the side of channeling and spirituality and stuff like this. Actually, also, the deeper you get into it, the more deeper you start doing such things, the more or less connected with the universe and stuff you get. But what are cryptocurrencies? I was investigating this field in the past few days, and I realized, studying this, it's like, many people say like, oh, cryptocurrency is a digital currency, and then when somebody asks, it's a digital currency, it's like, yeah. And if somebody asks, for example, what is Bitcoin, he just replies, well, it's a digital currency. And in another sense, also euros and dollars and everything as such exist in banks, and it is also, you consider, a digital currency because it exists in a bank, and it doesn't exist as a paper. But I a little explored this field. I'm not saying that I'm like an expert right now about this, but I have like the basic understanding, and to you or to people who have never actually heard such a thing, maybe this information can be a little bit like uplifting. The root of this is how I consider digital currency. It's most popular name is Bitcoins, but it's not the only digital currency. There's Bitcoins, there is Ethereum, there is Dash, there is Litecoins, there is, and so on and so on. There's numerous currencies, digital currencies out there, and they are just coming more and more into the game. And these currencies, how do they exist? They don't exist like in one server. They don't exist like in a one server normally. Like when we have a web page, a server, for example, like YouTube or like Facebook, they have huge data centers where all the information is being stored. Like, for example, digital currency amounts, data, owners, and so on. They don't have anything like this. The digital currency, or the cryptocurrency they call it, is stored everywhere. Like it's not centralized. It's like there was a man, I don't know who the owner of or the creator of Bitcoins is, not known. But basically, to me, it sounds like somebody wanted to create a digital currency that exists as a currency and cannot be multiplied or cannot be, in a sense, hacked from any point of views. Like, for example, if you have dollars that exist right now, for example, as paper, you can copy them, print them, counterfeit them, and they are like copy pastes, But and then this man decided, but how can you actually make a cryptocurrency which is stable online? Because everything on online can be copied. Like, you take a copy paste a picture, you copy paste a video, everything is copied. And he invented something like torrents, something like DC++. Whenever in older ages we had this a little bit more in an active state. And this this cryptocurrency DC++ or torrent system is that everybody who has a Bitcoin as such is a player in this game, and whether he just owns a Bitcoin or he decides that he also wants to do the thing called Bitcoin mining, which basically means is that he opens his computer, he downloads an open source program, which is there are numerous programs out there that connects to a Bitcoin pool, and pools I have yet not studied quite enough, but basically what I understood, a pool is where this main Bitcoin software sends something like blocks of transactions, and this pool separates these blocks to the many servers, what mining servers that one may have. For example, if you want to start mining bitcoins or Dash or the camera is falling down. If you want to start mining bitcoins, Dash, whatever the cryptocurrency coins are there, you can start doing this by just downloading. For example, if you have a Windows, just download the Windows mining software, and you can then start mining bitcoins or dashes or whatever. And what then happens is that your computer becomes as a banking server that calculates transactions from one wallet to another wallet. And wallet basically is just as a string. A string means it's like a 50 digital signature, like letters and numbers. Just it doesn't make any sense. There are no names and passport ID numbers on them. And this string, once you create a new wallet, for example, your wallet, your Bitcoin or Ethereum wallet, whatever the cryptocurrency coin may be, once you create your wallet, and it can be created instantly anywhere, and it's anonymous. So when you create this wallet, then this Bitcoin pool receives that new wallet is being created, and it spreads out information to all of those servers who are mining bitcoins. And then I don't know if it's an exact information, but what the meaning is that information is being stored in many servers out there. And okay, and what happens is that for example, if you counterfeit a Bitcoin, it's impossible, because there are many other services who already have your information on that your wallet owns such money, and you have received this and this and this transactions to your wallet, and you have sent transactions to other wallets, and it exists in many servers, many copied servers. That is being copied, multiplied, and so on, and it's being constantly updated. So what it does, it creates Bitcoin as a thing that's impossible to counterfeit. It's impossible also to hack this software, because there is always a backup. Another thing, it spreads instantly. And also, if you do a Bitcoin mining, like you have this program, and I have heard you can mine with like storing data, and you can mine by calculating transfers, and you can also receive commission into Bitcoins. You can like receive this transaction fee percentage in your like wallet, in your Bitcoin wallet. So in other words, it's like a really open sourced and decentralized system. Nobody is an owner, and actually nobody is controlling it, this money system. And actually, what I was thinking, it's actually a huge threat to the economic system that is controlling the banking systems, that are controlling the market, because there is a new uncontrollable system in the market, and it's coming in the market in huge steps, that if you want to be a player of this system, you have to convert all your computers and data centers and everything to this system. And governments also, you need to convert everything to this system. In other words, the system will grow really quickly and overtake these dollars and everything, and the Bitcoin will be a main source. It can be a main source of transactions. It's decentralized, but also there are other risks to it also. But actually, I was thinking, well, this man who thought of this and who designed this program is actually, he was aiming to create, he knew that he wanted to build a digital currency, and he thought some time, and he thought, well, how could I make this program to work? And then he figured out the only thing how it works is the information to spread, to lose the risk of counterfeiting, to lose the risk of data loss, and so on. But the only thing what it is the Bitcoin does not exist. And this is the most interesting thing. It does not exist. It exists nowhere. It exists completely nowhere. Well, something similar like money we have, like dollars and euros. It also doesn't exist. It's just a paper. But digital money, it doesn't exist at all, completely. And it's like it exists only on the belief systems that people have, only on the belief systems that people have. And as long as there is a belief system, it exists. It exists. Now, talking forward, this is how in absolute basis the cryptocurrency works. And whenever a new cryptocurrency is created, it comes in with its own software, and it comes in with everything as such. And a little bit about the mining. At first, people used computer processors to mine, like a normal computer processor they used to mine to calculate the transactions and receive the commission fees. And then they stepped to graphic cards, graphic processors. They're, as I understand, they do a little simpler mathematics, and it's more designed to do the Bitcoin mining mathematical processes. Like it works a little bit quicker. And basically, the GPU or the graphic card mining works for nearly all cryptocurrency platforms. But the next things what come into game is these ASIC miners, ant miners, ASIC miners, bicol miners, and whatever they are. It's a special device that is, which processor is specially designed to do the special mathematics for the single coin. For example, for Bitcoin there is a one processor type. For example, if a Bitcoin counts only zeros and ones, they can use this processor. But if they count like zeros and ones and A's and B's and C's together, they need a more advanced processor, which means it's a little bit slower, but it can do the mining for like bitcoins and ever. For example, for each coin there is a special processor that does this work much faster, and they do like tens and hundreds times faster than any other processor available out there. So for example, if you want to do a Bitcoin or Dash or Ethereum mining, I suggest you search for ASIC miner, which basically means it's a small box with a huge processor and cooling fans that plug to your network and power supply, and it does these calculations much faster. But the risk is it's developed only for a single coin or maybe 2 or 3 similar coins. So but it can bring profits, but I don't know why they cost so much, like 3 and 1,000, 2,000 euros and so on. Maybe just because there is a huge request in the market and they put the prices higher, although it costs maybe like a couple of hundreds to make it. So anyway, talking a little bit further about Bitcoins, everything is divided into markets, and what this means is there is exchange markets, for example. Everything happens online, and there are many exchange markets which do the trades. For example, you want to buy a Bitcoin, you want to sell Bitcoin, you want to trade Bitcoin, and you go to these exchange markets. And these exchange markets create the Bitcoin price, like depending on are you buying it for a lower price, or are you buying it at a higher price. For example, somebody wants to sell all Bitcoins to euros, for example, and he puts a lower price because he wants to sell it quickly, and therefore the market price can lower a little bit. For example, if somebody has a lot of Bitcoins but he wants to sell it at a higher price because he bought nearly at the same price, he wants to increase the price, he puts a higher price. And if somebody is buying these coins, that means that the market price of Bitcoins are increasing. And there's like a market where there are many trades a second, and many thousand trades a second going on. It's like lots of money is being traded there. And there are several of these markets, and every market has an independent Bitcoin price. And what it means is that every market has a different price to the Bitcoins, which basically means that Bitcoin price in China can be different than Bitcoin price in Europe or whatever. And but the only thing that balance these prices is that they allow to send bitcoins from one market to another market. It's like balancing out. For example, if somebody sees that bitcoins costs more, for example, in China, he sends from the Coinbase exchange market his bitcoins to the other exchange market or his other wallet, these bitcoins, and he starts trading there, and he sells for a higher price there, and it creates a little bit of balance in the markets, but still the prices differ from one to another. And so this is the one thing which basically is like gives me a little bit insight about the currency, or about the what actually is currency. And actually the stock markets and everything like forex, they just spoil the meaning of money, because they are like ordinary people in stores and shops that, for example, families that use their money, they buy and change stuff, like exchange stuff. And if there were no exchange markets, if it were forbidden, and I will tell why exchange markets are just a scam, and then if it's forbidden, then there will be no such huge gambling between buying and selling in the exchange markets, because people on those exchange markets, they get addicted, and they buy and sell the bitcoins or the ethereums or the dollars and euros just to make a profit, just to make it, it's like a gambling. And for example, if somebody wrote me. I think, for example, what I want to say is that they don't use this money. They speculate because they want to make a quick profit. And when they start speculating high enough, for example, in one market, they hit the price low enough or hit the price high enough, it affects overall people's belief systems on that money, to that money, because then the people start believing that dollar exists, dollar price is higher or dollar price is lower, and they start believing this because this exchange market is showing this, and everybody starts balancing out the money to one market to another market just to gain these profits. And basically what I meant is that main, like Wall Street and so on, main reason for them is just to have the power on telling what is the price for euros and dollars and everything, just on speculations, and nearly it affects normally the overall economical system. They could like speculate on like imaginary things like bananas and stuff like this, bananas and peaches and tomatoes. Well, anyway. Now about the exchange markets themselves, I was like thinking, well, imagine, for example, there is this Coinbase.com where basically you sign up, you give your passport, and passport is given just to control your income on your Bitcoin wallet. So whatever who's saying that Bitcoin is as anonymous, then if you sign up on Coinbase, you share your passport details, then I would suggest that for you at this point, Bitcoins and your incomes are not anonymous. Now talking about and also you share your mobile phone when you sign up, and such things, that everything is being tracked by a mobile phone. So internet is not anonymous anymore. But if you're clever enough, you can use it to be anonymous. But anyway, for example, you sign up in this, for example, Coinbase. And then before you need to start trading, you need to have like bitcoins or euros in your wallet. And for example, you go inside and you don't have any, you go inside and you have to buy bitcoins, in other words, to start trading, to start do the trades and speculations in the market. And you decide that you want to start with, for example, 1,000 euros in this market. and you buy like €1,000 worth of bitcoins. The thing is that this Coinbase takes your money and gives you bitcoins, or you buy bitcoins from another user in the Coinbase, which means that the Coinbase just takes your money and your €1,000, and the Bitcoin prices go up and down, and the higher the Bitcoin prices go, the more new investors come in, the more people give their money to the Coinbase. And for example, if Bitcoin prices fall down to like 300% or more, for example, down to zero, the Coinbase says, hey, yeah, you don't have any money. You don't have. We took your €1,000 from you. The Bitcoin is now destroyed. It doesn't exist anymore. You don't have any money. You don't have any money. And in other words, the Bitcoin does not exist, but the Coinbase takes your money for your beliefs in that Bitcoin. So, for example, in other words, what I want to say is that it's a huge circus. This huge circus. It's like a huge gambling game. Like, and you always, if you take money, you take that money from somebody else. From somebody else, you take this money. For example, if somebody loses in the trades, you gain his money. If somebody gains in trades, that somebody take money from somebody else. So it's not like doing a creative work. It's like doing a gambling work and taking from others. In other words, for example, people trade like 1,000, 2,000, 50,000 times a day in those exchange markets, and there's a 0.15% that the Coinbase takes for each trade that's going on inside the market. What that basically does is, for example, if there are like, well, it's just a speculation, but I will just calculate how many trades you need to take. Remember, 0.15%. There's 1,000. Okay, there's 100% in 100%, and you divide it by 0.50. And if you make 6,666 trades a day, then nearly you can say that the Coinbase takes 100% of your money. But that's not accurate, because if you take 0.50% from one payment, which is €1,000, then the next payment is a little bit less, and it takes another 0.15% and another, so the price reduces. But nearly what I want to say is that calculating on that trades what are going on in the stock market. First of all, the Coinbase, for example, there are many other. It takes all your investment into direct currency in the paper, which could be real, more real than digital currency, which you would say also in a sense exists. It takes all of your money. The second thing, it takes all of your money, and for the transfers that being done, for example, you buy Bitcoin for euros and then you sell Bitcoins to euros, they take nearly 0.3% of the overall money that you have. For example, 0.3 cents, it's like €6 they take away for 2 trades that you have. And imagine if you do like €6 like 300 now, like 188 trades, they take all of your money, just all of your money. And imagine now who is controlling this, who is the absolute benefiter of cryptocurrencies, and who is the absolute benefiter of this. It's the stock markets, and it's the exchange markets, it's the forexes, it's the Wall Streets and everything. They create this circus. They made this circus just to have these speculations and gamblings and just take away all your money. It's like another bank, you could say. But anyway, returning back to a little bit more based ground level spiritual or understanding from the channeling stuff, the benefits of such currency is by now I see it's this gambling game that one may have or one may play. The second benefit is it's digitalized. It's faster. It's anonymous, and it's decentralized, and everybody can jump into it and earn commission fees on it by mining and also by trading. And another thing is it destroys or slowly takes over the governmental structures and reduces the taxpayers and tax money and everything. And but I want to tell you about the spiritual purpose. Spiritual purpose is that whatever and whoever takes that money, it's not the same as energy exchange. For example, the Coinbase earns a lot of money on this, and they give this exchange further if they pay salaries and so on. It's not just exchange. The main reason is if the system takes money from lots of people, then the money should also, you don't save the money, you put it back into the system. System takes from the society, and the system needs to put back into society. And then you can start all over again. It's like an exchange, an energy exchange, everything. So yeah, but I was exploring this, and then my girlfriend Linda, she had she's a psyche, you would say, and she said she had a vision like in the future that but she didn't know, and I didn't know anything about cryptocurrencies then. It's like it's not far from now, but there were like people migrating to countrysides because they were using she said, I don't know what's this digital money, and there were lots of computers that calculate this digital money, and everything failed. The system failed, and everything, the banking failed, and everything completely failed, and the complete chaos started to happen, and everybody migrated from cities to countrysides because everything was out of order, everything was not working at all. And so how I see it from my learning perspectives about these digital currencies, it's quite risky. It's actually quite risky. Keep in mind that it works only in computer environments, and nearly maybe 30% of the world doesn't have internet or electricity or stable electricity as such. So you just keep in mind. Anyway, so this video was just related to about the cryptocurrencies, just about it, and my research, just to share, I've done research to it for a couple of days, and I just wanted to share this research because many of people do not know what is these cryptocurrencies, and you have a little bit of more insight to it. I just shared my personal research so that you can learn from it, and not like learn from it, but you can just take it and save you a couple of hours on your own research. So bye bye.